Hello, everybody. If you're seeing this, God bless. I tried to record my analysis and thoughts of my good friend Cameron's album, and every time I make a lot of good progress, the files get corrupted. I have to restart from the beginning. So let's lock back in. Cameron is a great friend of mine, always has been. And that brother, he's an author, he's an artist, he's a producer, he is a performer. And he dropped his debut album. Everyone expected Off the Court was on the drop, but now we got a freaking album released at 5 in the morning, ass o'clock. Okay, Cameron, sure. I listened to that shit as soon as it came out. It was worth it. I went to work the following next day. I listened to it 3 more times. I went to sleep. I woke up and I listened to it again. It's the following day now. I'll listen to it probably 3 more times just to do this damn review. But let's get into it. I'm serious if you can't tell. First song, ladies and gentlemen, it shares the same name as the title of the album, and it's called Saunders. And you're going to get my brother being very vulnerable, and he does not need to hide his identity. It's going to set the tone for the entire album. We have bars like, history remembers the name of its authors, so I'm signing the page, just look me up on Saunders. It's Saunders, baby. If y'all didn't know, y'all need to know now. Cameron is a publicized author. He has actually already released a book called Shadow Survivors. It is going to be a series. There will be multiple. I will be reading it. You should be as well. Another bar we have. I wish I didn't lie so much. Now, this one stood out to me because everyone always be saying Cameron a liar, Cameron a liar, Cameron a liar. And sometimes bro he said it himself. Bro's lied to me. We've had not so fun conversations. Bro, don't lie to me. I don't like that shit. We already know. But look though, what's important to me, and even more important for himself, we have to take accountability of when we fuck up. And it's okay to fuck up. I don't expect bro to be perfect. Did I think, oh, Cameron lied, I hate him for the rest of eternity? Hell nah, that's my brother no matter what. But some shit, you know what I'm saying, we just gotta come clean about. And we all got our reasons. Maybe he lied in the past to, protect himself. Maybe he wants to avoid confrontation, avoid a fight. People have their own reasons, you know what I'm saying? We gotta look deeper than that. And I think a lot of this is displayed in this song in particular, but throughout the entire album. But we'll get into it more as we go. More bars that I mess with is later on in the song, talking about God knows I did my best to win the battle. Having a good heart makes you strong, but it makes me fragile. Still remember what you said to me. Shit had me baffled. I hate feeling like a burden on people. I don't want to be a hassle. And it's interesting to me because I feel like this is definitely foreshadowing. At first, maybe I thought it was a little bit generic, but later on, you will understand what he's referring to, and we'll get into it, of course, as we're going through the entire track list. But definitely foreshadowing here. And like I said, this is all about just setting the tone of the album. It's demonstrating what it takes to own the Saunders last name. It's setting the tone because it's all about his personal growth and his personal journey. Something that we don't really see Cameron open up about too much. You just kind of get what it is on the surface, but never, the little details in between. Next track, One on One. This is definitely more a calm, relaxing track. It's Cameron expressing his love for his beloved girlfriend. And you get some fun, creative bars, just like, you my one-on-one, I put that on my chain. I mess with that. That's tough. That's tough. Come on now, stop playing with him. Interesting, he was like, being alongside me takes nothing, only gives you gain. Now, I said this because this is the second time, 2 songs in a row, where he's alluding to the fact that he doesn't want to put burdens on others. So this is very important to Cameron. Almost makes me suspect a little bit in the past were burdens placed on him. Because you got to be aware of that shit. You know what I'm saying? You have to go through that shit to be aware of it. I don't know, just a thought. And I like the vocal effects later on in the track where it's like the chorus, but it's slightly quieter and it kind of builds up. It stops it from being too redundant. That's a solid track. It's definitely a vibe. I'll mess with the beat on that song. Heavy, heavy for sure. Confident got that cinematic studio build up, and already right away you could tell that this is going to be a track with some more energy behind it. And the first verse, Cameron immediately he's setting the imagery of his lifestyle, the inevitable lifestyle that he will live, with mansion views, with money on the table, him winning all the parlays, sitting courtside with his girl, watching the Lakers game. Like, this is what it's going to be, whether y'all like it or not. And in the chorus, you see him trying to be focused on God, you know. But all these voices, all these doubters, they're itching at him. Itching at him. And he's delivering bar after bar, acknowledging all the shit that's been said to him. And y'all think for some reason this shit does not go unnoticed. It always does, bro. We always see that shit. Just because I'm not saying anything doesn't mean I don't hear what you're saying, bro. People be talking. A lot of people be talking. Y'all thought it would just, like I said, go unnoticed, but hell nah. And look, Cameron, he don't got time for the drama.
Alright, y'all. Alright, so this is what I was thinking, right? I initially when I was listening to this shit, I was like, yo, put some anger. Where's the anger? Where's the like, you know what I'm saying? Like where is it? Show me why you angry. Don't just tell me. I want to hear it, bro. I want to hear it in your voice and you know what I'm saying? But then I was really thinking about it. And what made this shit so scary when I first listened to it, because the motherfucker was calm and collected, on some Kendrick type shit, calm and collected, grilling y'all, addressing every single rumor, showing y'all he's not scared. You're not even gonna make him change the pitch in his voice. Nah, bro. Not even to make him change the pitch in his voice. And hold on, let me tap in real quick. Let me tap in, cause what I was getting from it is that he don't got time for drama. He's chasing that fucking bag. He's chasing that bag for show. 30-0. What else y'all gonna say? He's 30-0. What else y'all gonna say? And y'all light work. Like give me better talent. And don't talk shit behind my back. Cause look, a lot of times I ain't gonna say who, but y'all be talking, and I be hearing that shit. Sometimes people tell me, I'm like, about low key, it's like, you telling me this, I don't need to hear that. You feel some type of way about someone else, you gotta go tell them. Don't tell me. But they scared. That's what it is. They scared. But yeah, this song is all about sending a message to all them pussy ass bitches who talking shit. All right, chill out. But chill out. It's not cockiness. It's confidence, right? Keep it G. Keep it G. That's who I am. I'm not trying to be anybody else. I just let y'all know who exactly. Because in case y'all forgot, this is who I am. Throat Goat next song. This shit crazy. Y'all like the nasty, crazy, vulgar ass lyrics. This your song. It's got a tight ass flow. It's got crazy bars. Cameron was having a good ass time in the studio when he was making this track. And I was thinking too, I mean, like, this is a demonstration. I know we just heard about confidence, not cocky, but sometimes that shit gets to you regardless. And you start acting crazy. A little bit of cockiness going on in this song. Not necessarily with like the lyrics, but just like, fuck it, I'm going crazy. I'm just going crazy. And like this album is all about, expressing who he is. So sometimes that's how I be feeling. I be feeling like I'm fucking every bitch. I'm having your bitch upside down, wherever the fuck I like her. Dunking on y'all. Y'all ain't shit to me. That sometimes you just like that. Sometimes you know what I'm saying, you like that. You gotta pop your shit a little bit. Alright, look. Spare Time. Spare Time is the next track. Now, this might be the most underrated song on this album. I think this shows a lot of the insight and vulnerability for Cameron and what he was dealing with in his past relationship, because he was reminiscing a lot. was reminiscing a lot of times that, girls, the one girl in his past accused him of some shit that he didn't even do. But what's fucked up is that, what I'm saying, he still, remembers everything. And he's still reminiscing on it. He can't get it out of his mind. Whenever he think back to the past, he can remember the cries and the hardships more than anything else. And look, System Interlude, this pretty much is Cameron questioning himself. And it reminded me a little bit of like one of those therapy, like intervention kind of things where someone's sitting down with someone and they talking through all their problems, what they want to be in life. And that's exactly what it was. By the way, hold on quickly. Shout out Warren, the producer. He did his thing on this album. I know it wouldn't have been possible without him. He brought it all together. And he is the voice that you hear kind of consoling Cameron a little bit. All right. Fuck it, we move. We get this shit quick, bro. I told you I was here for too damn long before. But look, next track, Flaws. So this is, I guess you could say, it's a little bit self-explanatory. You heard. So, okay, Flaws is a track that's all about personal growth and acknowledging imperfections. Because look, like Cameron alludes to, it's like in a perfect world, we can just acknowledge them. It's who we are. That's what makes us unique. And rather than trying to embarrass each other and humiliate each other for our own imperfections, we can build each other up and support each other in those kind of moments. And that would definitely make for a better world. And I think it's very true. It's very true what Cam said here. Y'all can just be yourself and not have shame or guilt for when things don't go your way. So I love this track, and it gives a little bit more of insight of what some of Cameron's personal imperfections are, and it shows his own personal growth. So Melodic Love, this is a track that I am featured in, as well as my good sir Jaden Porin, and this is a great track for perspective. We got Cameron diving in to his view of love, how he was in a time that was rough, and his girl pretty much came and really got him out of that hole. And I come in, I'm talking about a kind of girl that I'm playing off what Cameron said, a little bit insight about my own version and my own perspective of love. And then I dive into like, what it took to get here. We had to get through shit just to be here. And Cameron pops back in and he's, expressing more about his love for his girl. And Jay pops in and he's talking about, a situation with a girl that he was with that maybe, didn't end so well. And now he's looking from the sidelines, looking at her IG story or whatever it is. But it's calm. It's a very, very calm track. Next one, you're gonna make you look. This is probably like the most, I would say. This next song, Lovers and Friends, it's gonna tell you a story. It tells the story about a time where Cameron was cheated on by this girl. Cameron has been hinting throughout the entire album about this girl that kind of did him wrong, that really, messed him up. And now he's finally addressing it. When you hear and listen, it's as if he's directly speaking to her. And it's almost off-settling as a listener because it's almost like, oh, I should not be hearing this right now. This is very personal stuff that you would probably find in somebody's diary. You get a lot of heart-wrenching dialogue. You get him explaining how he felt throughout the entire process and him reminiscing about the moments that they did share together. Now, this song particularly I related to a lot. Listen, y'all, if you've been there, you understand. Getting cheated on, it sucks. It really does. especially when you were that loyal kind that wouldn't even consider cheating. Someone that always tried to maintain integrity and put out for your partner, and just being in that state afterward where all you're left with is your emotions. The life kind of you once knew was over, and now it's a dawn of a new beginning. Sometimes it's hard to move on. You don't just forget these things. You still have to take time to heal, time to move on. And it can kind of feel like sometimes that you're still with her. It's hard to accept that truth. Denial is real. Denial is so real. And some of my favorite bars, everything we did just for it to end, Camera said. And it's true, guys. It's true. You put a lot of effort into these relationships, and sometimes you get nothing out of them. Another one of my favorite bars is honestly, I'm not doing okay. I don't believe we broke up. I'm still in shock. And this is probably one of the saddest and yet simplest lines on the album. Because look, if you've been there, man, God bless you. You aren't alone. You're going to be stronger because of this. I'm still drowning all this pain. Throw me a rope. I can't get to the dock. That's showing how, he was suffering. He was depressed. He can't get back to who he was. I mean, this whole set of bars is crazy. Like, why did you put me inside of these bars? Thought it was love, but you just a cop. Now, if y'all didn't catch, that's a double entendre. Because pretty much this girl misconceived him and steered him down a path. And Cameron, was blinded by love. He thought that she wanted the best for him, and he followed what she did. Cameron thought that she wanted the best for him and followed down a path that she was setting for him. And it turns out she was just trapping him. She put him behind bars in a place that was worse than where he even was to begin with. He goes on to say, passing everyone that kept doubting our love, it was supposed to be me and you at the top. Now, y'all probably been there too, where you love someone so much that you're willing to put them above anything else. You're blocking out all the outside noise. There's gonna be people out there that have the best interest for you, but you just think that they're just they want a piece of what you got, and that's why they're saying like, oh, you shouldn't be with this girl for this and that reason. Maybe trying to warn you of some things that they see, but you're just so blinded. But yeah, neglecting people that said it wouldn't work. And then right before he goes, save the voice note that you sent me. It's the only one where you said you love me a lot. That's tough, man. That's tough. That shit hit too when I first heard it, because then he went and just gave this voice message from his past girl. And I'm telling y'all, man, that was scary listening to for the first time. That was scary. But it just shows how real, like raw and authentic this album really is. Now, we were lovers, turned friends. That's all we'll ever be. No matter how much we cry, how much we want things to change. This is our reality now. This is what we have to live with. So yeah, great song. Lovers and Friends, amazing, amazing song. Little switch of the hand real quick. Cause next track we got Myth and Legend. Now this song follows two very similar, prideful, boastful, paparazzi-esque kind of characters, right? Like they getting all the girls. They don't take no shit from nobody. They got each other's back, or so they initially thought. Because look, the one character Myth, he liked this girl named Ethel. He was with this girl named Ethel. So they had a similar taste in females. And Legend kind of was messing with Myth's girl. Thought she was pretty. But that was Myth's girl, so, couldn't do nothing about it. Just had to, pretend to be happy for them. Meanwhile, deep down, he a little jealous, ain't gonna lie. So anyways, story goes, Myth's gotta go out of town to do a couple things, run a couple errands. And he's like, yo, Legend, can you hold it down? Now Legend's like, yo, bro, I got you. You my dog since day one. You got my vows, brother. Probably dap each other up, say, bro, you a real one. Thank you so much. I'll be back soon. But this what happened though. Legend saw that shit as an opportunity, and he went, called up Ethel. Shit. Said, yo, come meet me at the spot. And she's like, what? Man, ain't you Myth's friend? But her, not being the most innocent kind of girl herself, said, I bet I'm pulling up. So they met at the restaurant, pulled up to the restaurant, and they really started to kick it. All while Myth was out here handling his own business, and they were kicking it for show. If you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. But soon enough, Myth came back, and he pulled up to I forget where, but somewhere, and opened the door. And what did he see? Legend, his brother, Ethel, his girl, right in front of his eyes. And without a second thought, Myth reached down to his hip, pulled out the blick, and y'all know what happened. That was the end of Legend. But the Myth is still alive. All right, now look. I see you, Cameron. I see the Paul and Griffin reference. That did not go unnoticed. Paul and Griffin, everyone else got clipped. Now, y'all know Chris Paul and Blake Griffin, some hoopers. Myth was depicted as Chris Paul in his bar. He was throwing lobs to Legend. You know what I'm saying? He was throwing the lobs to Legend. But Legend took advantage. And if y'all didn't know, in real life, they actually had some tension while they were on the Clippers. Not too many people know about that, but that's probably why they didn't prosper the way they should have. I mean, they had a stacked roster. But whatever, ball knowledge is for another day, all right? I want to sit here real quick, though. I always think about this song, right? Because I listened to this song maybe like 4 or 5 times. And I never really picked up until like maybe the fifth listen. I started to consider, okay, based on the other songs, the album, the placement, right after Lovers and Friends. Excuse me. Right after Lovers and Friends. And what I was thinking is the placement of this song is very interesting. I'm starting to, question if it was calculated or not. Because Lovers and Friends, it doesn't mention this guy who, because Cameron said his girl cheated on him with this person, right? One of his, someone that he knew, or he wanted to ask who, but we never found that out. And I'm drawing two and two, and could Cameron be Myth because he came back maybe from wherever he was at? I don't know. And then his girl was cheating on him, and he's seen it. So I'm starting to speculate, right? Is this song potentially historic fiction? Is it based off a real event that happened with Cameron? Did Cameron have to go back somewhere and then he came back and saw his girl cheating? Is Cameron Myth? And I don't know the answer. I don't know if that was the direction he was even going for. This could be, just a reach. It could not be. I don't know. But I have some evidence as to why I really think this is what he was going in for. Because on the outside looking in, this song otherwise wouldn't really fit the track list. Because you have a story kind of song that was made up, two different characters that were made up on a personal album where Cameron is rapping as a personal narrator. And I think I'm starting to convince myself that this isn't just a generic story song. This is something deeper. And if that's the case, like I said, it took me 4 to 5 times before I could really figure this out. And I don't know, maybe in the future we get Cameron in here and then we ask him a little bit about it. Because I'm curious. I'm curious. Now, last song. First listen and probably still now my favorite song on the album. Now, it starts off with a voice message from his mother. A very calm, Frank Ocean-esque beat. And I was sitting back and listening and watching the video. And that shit almost made me tear up. Almost made a brother cry. Almost made a brother cry. Because you know why? This song confirms all of the emotions, all the different perspectives, the vulnerabilities, everything. It confirms it. It shows that this is really true. This is real emotion. This is a real person. This is not just this is not empathy fishing. This is not what this is. This is genuine. This is what happened in my life. This is really how I felt. And yeah, so you get, immediately dives in to the first verse where he's talking about how Cameron had to grow up without a father. That's reality for too many people. And, Cameron, he never settled. He chose the difficult path. He didn't back down from any type of challenge. He stayed poised, even when the world was trying to break him. And, although he became a better person, he still carries around those wounds from the past. He's had his trust broken from people that, thought wanted the best for him. And what's interesting is, I'm not going to say on here, but he called out the name of this person. And I thought, this, like I said, this isn't just empathy fishing. This isn't just generic, oh, I went through shit. Like, no, this is real life events that took place. And I think as, a listener, it makes you sit and, change your perception of Cameron. He goes in more about struggles that he had to deal with in school. And then you even see him question his confidence a little bit, saying that he still doubts himself. And this is a strong message, especially, you see a lot of these confident people. You look at the guys in the NBA, guys like Anthony Edwards, guys like on television, and you see them being all, strong, confident, little bit of cockiness, right? But I'm telling y'all, they just like us. They just like us. Every day when they wake up in the morning, they have to remind themselves who they truly are. And of course, they're going to hear all that outside noises, the people who doubt them as a person, and their own voices in their head that are doubting themselves. Next part of the song, Cam starts to dive into appreciation. It's almost given like a eulogy kind of thing, like a final message to the world. Like when someone's about to go and they're just trying to check all the boxes, you know what I'm saying? Check all the boxes. You got to say thank you to everyone. And it's sad. It's sad. He thanks his mother, he thanks his grandma, his closest friends, his girlfriend who saved his life. And then he goes, they counted on me, but I lost on my spark. And that whole bar, it sounds like at the moment he had nothing left to give. This was his final goodbye. Sorry I let everybody down. And then we get this beautiful transition. It almost seems like the song's about to end, but the beat comes back. And now we see, for the first time on the album, current day Cameron, how his girl really helped him to open up and be himself, and how he had to pour his heart out in order to get here, how he had to cut off the things that weren't, serving him in his life. And he's pretty much coming to terms that the only thing that ever got in his way was himself. And then you get the flip of the lyrics saying that, they counted on him and he's got a spark back. He's willing to do what it takes to lead the way. And I think this track beautifully summarizes his personal journey, what it took to be himself now, and what it takes to carry the Saunders last name. So look, guys, here are my final thoughts on the album. This album is a reminder and a demonstration to embrace yourself. Diving into what makes you move, what makes you sing, what makes you hide, what gives you life. It's all essential for growth. Along with that, it's a process that everyone has to endure, and it's going to make us more of a human being than we were before. I can't wait to hear more perspectives from Cameron. hear new music when it drops. If y'all haven't gave the album a listen, I'm gonna post a link to the album in the description. So make sure y'all tune in if y'all haven't already. Lastly, personal message to Cameron, my dog, brother. You know that. And listen, bro, thank you for always inspiring me. I think a lot of times, not just within the past year, but ever since I knew you, I think just your confidence and you being yourself, I always was inspired by that. I always thought, someday I want to get like that. Someday I want to be able to be unapologetic for who I am. Someday I want to chase after my dreams the way you do and not let anybody steer my path. Someday I want to, collaborate with others and help them pursue their own dreams that they love and care about. And I think a part of that is, the message of this album. And brother, keep being you. We got your back for the rest of eternity. Not just me, but Zion, Jay, everyone. Boopa for show. Your moms. Miggy, Unk. You know what I'm saying? We here for you, dog. We here for you, brother.